You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to Crossing the Line, a very Christmas episode. The third Christmas episode, I think.
Christmas 2020, Crossing the Line, lottery winning numbers announced at the end of the show.
Bahudore, Bahudores, welcome Christmas.
Steven, you didn't write the pissed off angry gamer in your fanfiction, did you?
No, this has been a very pissed off Christmas.
I would love if he did Christmas, like holiday specials like AVGN did. That would be so funny.
I'd love to see him with like a Santa hat like slanted on his head.
Him in like a vampire costume with fangs.
Why would that be a Christmas costume?
Well, I said holiday in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not the Christmas vampire.
Sure. He's one of the three ghosts.
Laying back with a big mug of eggnog. Alcoholic, of course.
Hi, I'm a ghost of Christmas past.
Holy shit. Elias, what would you do if you woke up one night to the sound of the Ghost of Christmas Past and it was Eric Abramov, but he's like blue and translucent and in his gaming chair?
Yeah, he was rolling around on your hardwood floor in his gaming chair, but you could see through him.
I could like see from my bed through the crack in the door a blue specter rolling around in my living room.
Yeah, he's reaching into your cupboards, but he's not getting out of his chair.
I get to my feet and peek out the door to see him reaching from his chair into my cupboards, mumbling to himself.
Like a baby trying to get into the snack bin, but he just can't reach. Except he could if he would stand up.
I'd say, hey, cut that out! Who are you? What are you doing in my house?
His gaming chair slowly spins around, and then he fades away.
He lowers his opacity until he's gone.
His eyes meet yours and then the fill gauge depletes.
I would walk around my house with my arms stretched out trying to feel around and find him.
You hear really loud creaking in the floorboards.
Tracking him like a ghost.
You see wheel tracks forming in the carpet.
I wouldn't be able to sleep. Be so fearful.
Every day after that, you find Eric Abramov's hair in your food, in your shower.
His wispy Jewish hair.
Yeah. Your razor becomes dull faster and you can't figure out why.
He's just been shaving shaving his ghostly fur.
As if it matters. Can't see him.
Your shaving cream is weirdly empty and you bought it the other day.
I'm gonna delete all of this. This is not going in the Christmas special. Fuck you guys.
Come on.
This is not what Christmas is about. He's Jewish for one thing. He celebrates Hanukkah.
Hey, he's a Jew who goes to the Catholic Church.
That is true. He did establish that in the lore.
It's true.
Why does he do that?
He's not...
I don't know.
He's a Jew who doesn't believe in his religion, so he goes to church, but he hasn't been baptized, so he's technically not a Christian, so he calls himself a Jew who goes to church.
He's very proud of his Jewish heritage, despite
not believing in the religion that makes him Jewish.
He's got a kippah.
Yes.
What a freak.
Damn!
Holy shit. You're lucky he blocked Steven, or else he'd hear this.
We go on the podcast with like a webcam and you see his face slowly morph into one of like disbelief.
You'd hear him breathing and clipping the mic on his thing, on his webcam, which he's also recording his audio on.
His breathing getting deeper and deeper.
Okay, so do you want to retry the intro?
Sure.
Okay, I'll try to make bell sounds again. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
Merry
dong.
Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Ding dong,
Bringing
ding
up these
dong,
lights!
ding dong,
Merry Christmas!
Why the hell are they blinking?
ding dong, ding dong,
This is a
ding
very
dong,
unbalanced
ding dong.
start to the show. None of us have anything.
It's the sounds of Christmas. Just add some snow torrents in the background. They're like, yeah, there you go.
Look up the first clip art of a snowman and just put it over there.
I'll play Frost Walrus's theme song since Capcom doesn't stingy on game music like some other companies do.
There you go.
Like Frosty the Snowman Nightcore. Frosty. It's already so like.
Frosty the Snowman was a
That is something. I didn't know what to expect, but you did a good visualizer for me.
It's Nightcore enough.
Yeah, it's already Nightcore enough.
Merry Christmas and welcome to Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy New Year to all the little boys and girls and non-binaries and others out there.
And welcome to the special that's about this very time of year, where we write stories for each other and give them as gifts.
It's true. Us three white men sit around the campfire.
The three white men.
I thought you were going to say wise men, but you said white men.
No, that's right.
That would
Wise, white, they go hand in hand.
Sure.
I just a picture of us on camels going to fucking, we're following the North Star, but it's just a fucking fanfiction icon.
It's the fucking Denny's sign.
That's brilliant. Holy shit.
I've brought cents to pay for my Denny's meal.
All these knee slaps and hand claps are going to single-handedly throw off the normalization of this audio track.
I'll figure it out.
I'm sorry, I'll cut it out.
This episode is sponsored by Borden Brand Eggnog, grade A pasteurized.
I didn't even realize that was, like,
Borden?
yeah.
I've seen it.
Your favorite woman?
What is in eggnog besides eggs?
Well, let me tell you, son. Milk, cream, sugar, non-fat milk, egg yolks, natural and artificial flavor, nutmeg, guar gum, carrageenan, annatto, and turmeric, colors, parentheses, mono and diglycerides. Did I answer your question? This has 4 servings in this bottle?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Eggnog
It's like
is
the
rich.
size of your hand.
Yeah,
One serving is 210 calories.
Eggnog's
Damn!
rich. Yeah, eggnog is rich as hell.
You're trying to have your entire day's calorie in one bottle?
I did also have the Wawa
Shit,
mac and cheese earlier.
Fucking...
I don't need to eat for like 2 days, I think.
Who needs fucking Soylent? Just stock up on friggin' eggnog every year.
I did my best to try to find the forbidden Oreo shake in Colorado, but I couldn't find it.
That's too bad.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yes, you went to Colorado. Tell us about the Winter Wonderland.
Everything was very far apart. We had to drive hours to get anywhere. Like, from Denver, where we landed, to, like, Steamboat is, like, 3 hours northwest. And then we ended up... Everything in Colorado was booked because, like, the CDC came in and capped the snow lodge limit on people. And so we had already paid for everything, but suddenly we couldn't actually go skiing there in Colorado. So we had to drive across the border to Wyoming where they don't respect the law. And we got to ski there. I actually snowboarded.
Wait, so you paid for 2 ski trips?
We didn't...
Did you get a refund for the one you couldn't go to?
For the snowboarding, yeah. Like the ski. So we stayed in the lodge in Colorado, but we had to drive 2.5 hours to Wyoming each day. And so it was like easily 5+ hours of driving a day, which was rough, but it was beautiful. Because the 3 places we did go were all separated by nothing but like mountain roads.
That is cool.
It looked nice. And it was pretty cool.
Nice.
And we got to snowboard, and I fell on my butt a lot, and it was good.
I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
Steven, what did we do while they were in Colorado?
Let's see. I raged a lot on Smash Online.
It's true. You did do that.
It's true.
We went to a flea market.
Oh yeah,
that was
true.
pretty fun.
That was fun.
We went to the mall, and there were a lot of people eating inside the mall, despite there being mask required signs everywhere.
You did go to a flea market that was not the one in the town you live because that one has been shut down.
Yeah. Yes, it had a long lineage, but it finally got bought up by Golden Corral. Jeff Foxworthy himself put the kibosh into that.
I'm hearing so many different stories because, like, my dad says they're putting like some kind of diesel fill place there. I'm hearing Golden Corral. I'm hearing a lot.
Yeah, I've heard hotels, Golden Corral, all kinds of things. People say the town we live in is stupid. We're gonna just say that.
You live in a small town in Florida.
It's very scatterbrained with what they do here.
Like most towns in Florida. Anyway, I think we can just beat around the bush. What do you want for Christmas, everybody?
There we go.
I want some cookies, and to hang out with friends, and to read fan fiction.
Me too.
Let's see here. I want to read fan fiction, eat cookies, and then hang with friends.
Well, that's good. I've got a wonderful fan fiction prepared, and I'd like to give it to my friend Elias, if he'll accept it.
Oh, yeah?
Here's a wonderful present for you, my friend Elias. You want to open that up?
Sure.
What'd you get?
Wow, it's fan fiction.
Whoa! Great.
I'll read it right now.
Try it on.
Inside a snowflake, like the one on your sleeve, there happened a story you must see to believe. Way up in the mountains, in the high range of Pontouse, lay the small town of Whoville, the home of the Whos. Ask any Who, and they'll have this to say: there is no place like Whoville around Christmas Day. Every window was flocked, every lamppost was dressed, and the Whoville band marched into their Christmas best. Yes, every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not.
I don't want to think of what the cringe is.
I thought you said the cringe.
The cringe.
The cringe.
It's a nostalgia critic.
The
critic stole Christmas.
This is very funny because I also had the notion to rewrite this story, but just with like the actual book story, but just change characters. But I did not, thankfully. It's been very funny.
Yeah, I was worried we'd have a multitude of Grinch stories, so...
Well...
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
It's comedy gold.
It is.
That movie's so funny.
It's a classic.
Brr, it's so cold. Can't we just magic up some winter clothes, Donald? A young boy, accompanied by a duck and a dog, walked down and... Oh, it's Sora. That's not what he sounds like.
You got the Chuck Jones
Oh, wait,
variant
maybe
pretty
it's...
good.
Oh, yeah, it is Sora.
Oh, my
Bert,
God.
it's so cold here. Can't we magic up some winter clothes, Donald? A young boy, accompanied by a duck and a dog. I thought of, like... I saw Duck and Dog, and I thought, like, Donald and Pluto, and not Goofy. I forget that he's an actual dog sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
They walked down a snowy trail, following the lights of a bright, bustling town. Sora! I don't know how to do a Donald Duck voice.
Yeah, good luck.
I don't want to do that. I hate doing that.
Don't know.
Harness your inner Chris Chan and get fired from Wendy's.
I don't know. I don't know how to do this without making it sound horrible to listen to.
Why not? That's what Disney does.
Sora! Yeah! You know the magic does. What is that?
Okay, you've tried enough.
Sora! You know the magic doesn't work that way. Sora!
That works. Just go for like a scratch. He's also a bird.
Sora! 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 You know the magic doesn't work that way, Donald replied, seemingly annoyed at the island boy's lack of long sleeves despite many layers of clothing. Goofy the tall dog chuckled as the three finally made it to town, only to find a massive gathering of people. It appeared to be some sort of town meeting. A man with wispy curled hair holding a microphone began to speak over the crowd. And now, the nominations for that who among us who best typifies the qualities of woodom and woodery and the Whoville holiday cheermeister. Do I hear a nomination? I nominate the Grinch, called a small girl amidst the noise.
Woo!
The crowd fell silent as soon as she spoke that name. The Grinch? Sora asked. His two partners shook their head. They were as confused as he was. Mayor Augustus, Mayhew, and the little girl were amidst the rather lengthy back and forth, discussing what it is and is not in the Book of Who.
I hate Mayor Augustus.
Mayor Augustus Mayhew is so funny.
He had his tonsils removed twice.
This is just so you know it's in fact the movie variant.
Yeah, the scene from the movie. It seemed that Lindy Wooloo had managed to win over the crowd, as the mayor seemed to walk off defeated. As the festivities continued, the little girl began to make her way out of town, heading towards Mount Crumpet. Sora quickly caught her. "Whoa there, little girl. Don't you think it's a bit dangerous to climb up the mountain all by yourself?" he asked. "Hello. I have to go meet the Grinch, so I have to climb it," Cindy Lou answered. "Well, hey, how about you let us tag along just in case?" said Sora. She thought about it for a moment, and then smiled and nodded her head. "You might be able to help me convince the Grinch to come down to Hoobilation." "To the Hoobilation." "The Hooba what?" Donald stuttered. Cindy Lou giggled a bit. "You're not from around here, huh? Who are you all?" she replied. "Sora." "Donald." "And Goofy." Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
They do in every single fucking world.
Oh, yeah. "Sora, Donald, and Goofy. I'll tell you all about it on the way up," Cindy Lou replied, giggling again.
The Grinch is gonna be so pissed at all these misfits on his property.
As the group began to make their way up Mount Crumpet, Mayor Augustus Mayhew watched them wander off from his office. He quickly shut the blinds and groaned at even the slightest possibility of the Grinch showing up. "Ugh." "Don't fret, my dear," said a voice in the office. "This may actually be a blessing in disguise." Augustus turned around to face the voice. It belonged to a rather tall woman, wearing long black robes and a hood with horns on it. "Oh. What could possibly be good about this, Maleficent?" Augustus asked, begging to know what she was getting at.
I'm glad he's established as the villain.
There's nothing funnier than Maleficent talking to other Disney characters.
Yeah.
Augustus Mayhew.
Augustus.
She shrunk herself down smaller than a snowflake. Holy shit.
"The Grinch knows nothing but violence. He'll destroy my city." "My goal is to help you get rid of this beast you call the Grinch," she answered. "Even from all the way down here, I can feel the fire in his heart going out. And with just one last push, he'll fall over the edge and become a Heartless, a vital warrior in my army." It's a very good concept.
I know! I thought it was fucking perfect when I thought of it.
It's pretty great. Holy fuck.
It is. This would totally work if somehow Disney owned the Grinch.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it would be cool if we had the Whoville instead of Arendelle in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I would. I would love to play that level.
Same. I would like to see the Horn Who Hears a Who characters.
Augustus stroked his chin and pondered for a moment. A sickeningly devilish grin sprawled across his face. "One last push, you say?" he asked. "I think I have just the thing we need." Cindy Lou Who and her gang of bodyguards were making their way up Mount Crumpet. She had just finished filling in the group on everything about the Grinch and the Hoobilation and everything in between. "Gosh, fellers, I can't seem to figure out why a nice guy like him would live all the way up here," said Goofy. "Yeah, he saved Cindy Lou after all. He can't be all that bad," replied Sora. Just then, a group of Heartless appeared and surrounded the heroes. There were Shadows and Soldiers and even Winterhorn Heartless. Sora, Donald, and Goofy quickly made a circle around Cindy Lou to protect her. One of the Heartless lunged towards the group, but was quickly beat back by Sora's Keyblade. Donald took out another with a fire spell, and Goofy protected Cindy with his sturdy shield. It didn't take long for the team to wipe them all out. "I guess it was a good thing we came along after all," Sora said with a smile. Cindy Lou nodded, thanking them for their help. From where they were standing, they could see a small cave entrance. There was a tough-looking door and a not-so-welcome mat that read off, "Buzz off." The group could hear screaming coming from inside, but that didn't stop Cindy Lou from knocking on the door. She noticed the small doggy door and began to crawl in. The group tried to stop her, but she was already inside before they could reach her. Donald tried to follow her and immediately got stuck. Sora and Goofy each grabbed a leg and began pulling hard. Their faces all turned from worried to mortified as they heard all sorts of horrible sounds from inside the cave.
Oh no.
It sounded like the monster inside was ripping her apart and barking like a mad dog. Before long, they heard Cindy Lou scream. but it quickly faded as they finally pulled Donald free.
Just the thought of like the sound effects of that, him like ripping the stupid shirt gag and then like snarling like a dog. Just on the outside, it just sounds like he's ripping her to shreds.
I mean, she does go quiet for that whole scene, so it would be worrisome.
Sora used his giant comedy key-shaped plot device to unlock the door, and the crew rushed inside. Cindy Lou! Sora shouted. Cindy Lou, where are you? Donald shouted. We're here to help, Goofy shouted. In the distance, they saw a large green figure standing, looking exhausted. Good Lord, why do people keep showing up? It shouted. Where's Cindy Lou? What have you done with her? Sora demanded. You mean the brat who banged in here like the lot of you? Not much, just gave her a stern talking to and sent her on her way. Yeah, right, Sora replied. You must have tricked her somehow. The Grinch scoffed. Ugh. Not having time to deal with this group of merry men. Just as Sora and the group got into a fighting pose, the Grinch pulled a big rope and opened the trapdoor beneath their feet. The group howled as they plummeted down the trash chute and speeded back to Whoville.
The Grinch defeated the Keyblade user.
The Grinch is gonna take his Keyblade.
It just appears in his hand and he looks at it. And Sora's like, what?
Like when Riku
More
takes
worthy.
it in the end of the first game.
Yeah. Sora and the group all landed face first in a pile of snow, seemingly back in the city where their current adventure started. Cindy Lou was sitting nearby. You're okay, Sora shouted, rushing to the little girl. We thought for sure that monster had done something to you. He's not a monster, Cindy Lou replied with a smile. He just needs some Christmas cheer more than the rest of us. Cindy Lou's father marched over, happy to see his little girl had made friends. He directed her over to Jubilation, where the Mayor Augustus May, who was prepared to award himself as a holiday cheermeister. Just then, the Grinch came flying out of the same chute they all emerged from. He landed right in the middle of the celebration, and in the middle of Martha Mayhew's large chest.
That classic scene.
Whew.
Hell yeah.
You made it, Cindy Lou shouted in excitement.
I
We
was-
better keep an eye on things, Donald suggested.
I'll say, when I was writing this, I had the entire transcript of the movie on my other monitor, and I was just like scrolling through to see like where and when Sora and crew fit best in this movie plot.
Hell yeah.
That's what they did with
do
the
in
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I don't trust this green guy, Donald said. Right, Donald, Sora replied. Oh, I don't think so, knuckleheads, a voice from behind them said. Turning around, the three half-pints saw their old rival Pete, with a group of Heartless at his command. It's Pete again, the three said in unison.
You all don't want to say that at the same time?
Sure. 1, 2, 3.
It's Pete again!
That's right, Pete exclaimed. I'm not gonna let you mess with any of Maleficent's plans today. Heartless, attack! Pete launched an all-out assault on the three, forcing them into battle. Meanwhile, the Grinch was hauled up in the chair of cheer, getting pushed through the gauntlet of different delicacies. It's just this comedy scene is happening to the Grinch while they're fighting in the background.
Just in the background, you see him bouncing on the fucking chairs.
Playing fucking Rowdy Rumble. He's just in the back.
Oh, no!
I can picture that perfectly.
I
You're not saying anything about the chair. Cheers!
The effects repeating on loop while he gets pushed up in the background in this model. That would be a great fan mod.
That is. Always should.
Yeah, someone needs to make the Whoville in the PS2 engine.
Yeah, really.
Just upscale the model from the PS1 game.
We just remake all of Kingdom Hearts but make a bunch of joke worlds.
That would be so cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Grinch was hauled up in the chair of cheer, getting put through the gauntlet of different delicacies, from fruitcake to fudge to pudding to nut pudding. The whole town went on with the celebration.
I just like that scene where he's in the chair and they're all feeding him, and the one guy goes, "This is not pudding." As he puts it in his mouth, he's like, "What is it?" This creepy old guy with these big glasses.
They're like shoving fudge in his face.
Oh, that's so gross.
The movie's hilarious.
The whole town went on with the celebration, not realizing that a battle between outsiders was happening just outside. Before long, the Grinch was ready to accept his award. Another devilish grin found its way across Augustus's face as he handed the Grinch a small gift, a token of his appreciation. When he opened the box, the Grinch held in his hand an electric razor, which brings back horrible memories. "The gift of a Christmas shave," Augustus said with a grin. The Grinch lost it at this. He could take this shame no longer and began to cause chaos in town, sending everybody into a panic. "Oh no!" Sora shouted, realizing what had happened. The Grinch cast Faraga on the monumental Christmas tree, turning it into ash.
Holy shit! The scene where he steals the flask.
Yeah, when he spits the alcohol on the tree.
"Feel the heat."
Mind if I wet my whistle, do you?
He casts Firaga.
Sora tried to rush and stop him, but was once again blocked by Pete, who cackled at Sora's despair. After causing enough of a ruckus, the Grinch returned to Mount Crumpet, stewing on the hatred for Whoville. Can't believe he got away. Pete protected him.
He got on the tiny car and jumped into the little thing home.
They're trying to break his heart. That was his one last push.
Oh, okay. He's gonna turn into a giant heartless. After causing enough of a ruckus, the Grinch returned to Mount Crumpet, stewing on the hatred for Whoville. With this, Pete also made his leave into a portal of darkness. Sora and his friends quickly went to assess the situation and check on their new friend Cindy Lou.
He can do that, Steven. I know you're not super familiar on Kingdom Hearts, but Pete can open portals of darkness.
And teleport.
I'll play with you some other time.
It's very disconcerting.
He has to, fucking clamshell his legs open if he has to take a piss. The
You're
zipper
right.
goes all the way back there.
Oh, you're right.
And he has buttons like this.
That's disgusting.
It is. It's things I think about.
You put a zipper going around his whole body and I have to think about it.
He has a tube that goes down his leg.
A catheter.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just pees into his shoe. He stomps it out, it's fine.
As he walks, they just change the sound effect to a word.
But only on one step.
Leaving one yellow footprint in the snow.
Yeah.
Some sort of acid one-footed beast must have went through here.
Sora saw... Oh, wait. Where was I? Pete made his leave. Sora and his friends quickly went to assess the situation and check on their new friend Cindy Lou. It seemed like the townspeople were able to quickly return to the way things were before the Grinch went on a rampage, with a new tree to boot. Sora sighed, looking up at Mount Crumpet, wondering just what was going through the Green Man's head. "I was supposed to have a powerful Heartless under my command by now, but you have done nothing but disappoint me," Maleficent shouted, having yet another meeting with Whoville's malicious mayor. "I don't understand," Augustus replied. "He seemed pretty heartbroken to me. I don't know what else I could do to get rid of that fiend." "Well, you better think of something or else this deal is off. You promised me this beast would prove to be a far more valuable asset than Santa Claus. I've been trying to make a Heartless out of him for so long now. If you don't do something soon, then I will have to take who I originally came for, and you can say goodbye to your precious holiday."
Now, Steven, for context, in the Nightmare Before Christmas level, she has a goal to kill Santa Claus and make him a Heartless.
Oh, okay.
And Oogie Boogie runs up and decks the zombie girl in the face.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Sarah, holy shit.
She says, "Who's there?" And he comes running out really fast and the screen goes black.
That's great. Holy fuck.
He's hiding behind a stupid tree that's 1 inch thick.
Imagine the casino spin around boss fight with Oogie Boogie from the Kingdom Hearts games, but instead of Oogie Boogie, it's just Boogie from YouTube.
I thought you were going to say the Grinch.
He's like firing at you with his gun.
His gun.
Hopping around.
Yeah.
It was real.
Oh,
texture.
baby.
Is this what we have to do?
From where you're standing, this must seem like a 4K run of bad luck. Call out me Vegas Boogie.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
I was like, I don't remember writing that.
Okay, Augustus got down on his knees and begged, "Please, Maleficent, just give me one more day, and I'll have fully shattered his heart, and we'll both be able to go on with our lives, even better than before we met each other." "Do not fail me again," Maleficent said as she made her leave through a portal. Night had fallen, and following Cindy Lou's wishes, Sora and his friends all went to sleep, as to not disturb Santa Claus from his hard work. No one was any the wiser as the Grinch had made his way back to Whoville. God, Grinch is just back here to fuck shit up while they sleep.
Do you not remember the plot?
I'm just laughing because, like, they're all planning to prank the Grinch, but meanwhile, while they sleep, he's gonna, like, wreck their entire life.
He's gonna ruin everything.
He's gonna, like, wake up and be so mad. He's like, "What the fuck? My whole town, everything's ruined!" And Maleficent's gonna come in and be like, "How's it going?" And be like, "Get out of here, bitch! Our entire town's tradition is in jeopardy. I don't have time for you."
Why should I take orders from a not to be taken seriously girl? And she's gonna fry his ass.
She just looks at him without changing her expression.
"I don't have time for your goofy shit, woman."
This is real. This isn't some stupid magic. Christmas was cancelled.
He launched a religious attack on our people. His terrorist ruined our town.
It's because I'm green, isn't it?
I had one rule. Don't invite the Grinch. He will ruin everything. Don't invite the Grinch! He'll ruin everything!
Invite the Grinch, destroy Christmas!
Augustus is, like, planning to, like, mildly abuse the Grinch, and the Grinch is planning to launch an overnight assault on their entire religion. He's gonna make Augustus feel like a damn fool.
It's one of those it's one of those stories where you don't know who to root for.
Yeah, it's true.
Everyone's in the wrong.
Oh, my lord.
You as the viewer have to decide.
Sora was suddenly woken up... Or wait, that's not it. No one was any the wiser as the Grinch had made his way back to Whoville, dressing up to play the part of the big man himself. He and his dog Max went from house to house, chimney to chimney, swiping up everything that Santa had left for them. Sora was suddenly woken up by Cindy Lou. She told him that she wanted to go see the Grinch again, and while the group had objected at first, they eventually caved and got up with them. Gone up with them. I guess they all went up. Cindy told them how her father stood up for her and helped the town realize that Christmas is more than just presents and lights. She told them that she wanted to share the sentiment with the Grinch. So they made their way up. On the journey, they noticed a giant sack of toys and other gifts on top of the mountain. So they hurried to find out what was going on. Suddenly, the group got cut off by a stout figure. "I've got it all figured out, Cindy Lou," said Mayor Augustus, clearly winded by his travel up the mountain. "That greasy green thing up there has put some sort of spell on you. That's what you've been acting out in such a way. But don't worry, we can fix that right up." He began to approach her, but she quickly hid behind Sora, who readied his keyblade to be safe at Augustus. Mayor.
You see his health bar at the top.
The boss music.
God, he's just waddling towards them with the music on and like his big health bar.
It's not even the heart. It's like the fucking nobody music. The organization theme.
Just let me see the girl and he won't have any trouble. "No way! I don't know who you are, but I've gotten pretty good at picking out bad guys," Sora said. Augustus was annoyed, but not at all deterred by the young boy's attitude. Before he could raise a hand to the party, he suddenly dropped to his knees, grabbing his chest. The sheer amount of exercise at the heightened elevation proved too much for the old mayor, as he tumbled back down the mountain. The group watched for a moment, just watching him fall.
Rolling down a hill, having a heart attack.
Holy shit.
"Gosh, do you think we should go see if he's okay?" Goofy asked. "Let him chill out for a while," said Donald, turning his back. "Let's go." As soon as the group turned around, a massive burst of darkness flooded the area just below them on the mountain. Emerging from the darkness was a large bipedal beast, covered in white fur with 2 sharp, massive horns, sticking out its near featureless head, save for 2 yellow dot eyes. Sora gasped when he recognized the emblem of a heartless on his forehead. "He turned into a heartless!" Donald yelled. Sora turned quickly to Cindy Lou. "Go on ahead! We'll take care of this thing," he shouted.
Oh no.
What's wrong, Steven?
Need to get some water.
Imagine it was a heartless. Oh my god, his yellow eyes just fucking round and white.
His plan backfired, and now he's the heartless.
Holy shit.
His heart was shattered by pure exercise.
Good. Oh my god. Fucking Augustus taking orders from Maleficent.
They're the dream team.
That is really funny. He makes a perfect little stooge for her.
Maleficent has a bad track record of teaming up with idiots. With people lesser than her.
She can't help it that all the Disney people are goofy.
She comes from she came from a very different era of Disney movies before everything was comedy.
Oogie Boogie blew her off after she brought him back to life. She's like, "Whatever, I'm out of here." And then he went inside his machine and exploded. But that was just a gag, I guess. It was weird because there was no background music.
Oh my god.
Cindy Lou nodded and continued her ascent up the mountain. Sora returned his attention to the threat at hand. The Yeti-like figure swung its massive arms at the group, who barely managed to dodge the quick attack. Meanwhile, the Grinch was on top of the mountain, having a moment to bathe in his victory. Then the Grinch heard a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sounded merry. But it was very merry. Very. Every Whodown in Whoville, the tall and the small, were singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. "Maybe Christmas," he thought, "doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more." Suddenly the Grinch flew back. He seemed to be writhing in pain, but in fact it was his heart. His heart was on the verge of falling into darkness. Suddenly grew 3 sizes. He could feel himself, feeling, remembering what it was like to feel happiness and joy. He soon realized what he had done, and all the toys that he had absconded were in peril. He tried with all his might to pull the sleigh back to safety, but the cargo was simply too heavy. He was just about to give up when he heard a small voice. "Hi, Mr. Grinch." The Grinch looked up. He saw Cindy Lou, who was smiling, sitting on top of the sleigh. "What are you doing up there?" he shouted. Cindy Lou smiled and said, "I came to see you. No one should be alone on Christmas." The Grinch was rocked to the core. The kindness of this little girl had filled him with a warmth he had long since forgotten. With his renewed determination, he pulled with all his might, and with the strength of 10 Grinches, he lifted the sleigh high above his head, saving not only the toys, but Cindy Lou herself. The two rode the sleigh back down the mountain. "We've got to get back and help Sora," Cindy Lou shouted. "We've already got a Sora at home," the Grinch lied, not quite embracing the thought of giving and helping others.
It's like a fucking kid asking to go get fast food.
"Got Sora at home." Cindy Lou pouted a bit, and the Grinch rolled his eyes before leading the sleigh towards all the commotion. Sora had launched countless fire spells at the beast, but it was still putting up a fight. "Out of the way!" the Grinch shouted. Sora and the others quickly moved back to safety. "The sun is bright and the powder's pitching," the Grinch mumbled confidently as he snapped his fingers, casting Meteor, the ultimate black magic attack.
What? Oh no! The powder's bitching indeed!
I had to make sure Meteor was actually the strongest spell in Final Fantasy, and it is.
Oh my god.
The one that Sephiroth uses to end Earth.
Like the wiki literally says the ultimate black magic.
His heart grew 3 sizes and so did his magic ability.
Mm-hmm. His MP bar is max.
He has to use an entire ball of shampoo and conditioner every day.
He broke through his limits.
The former mayor of Whoville was pummeled by flaming rocks that seemingly fell from space. Before he could dodge, a giant meteor came crashing down, landing right on the beast, flattening it once and for all. Like a glove, the Grinch quipped, bodying a familiar character.
Jesus Christ.
Off in the distance, Maleficent and Pete were watching everything take place. That'd be so scary to watch.
The Grinch just has this power.
Yes.
He's been sitting in the mountain getting mad for like 52 years.
He could only
Yeah,
harness
training.
it with his powerful heart.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Much like his strength of 10 Grinches.
+2.
+2.
I love that detail in the fucking animation. Like, to make it rhyme, he says, and then he found the strength of 10 Grinches. +2.
So 12.
Mm.
Plus Ultra.
Mayor really was a failure to her after all. Upon seeing the Grinch with a strong beating heart, she turned away and left this world, with Pete following behind into the portal of darkness. The sleigh slid into town, just barely avoiding any destruction. The Grinch began to return gifts to all the Whos in Whoville, putting a smile on everyone's face. Soon after Christmas had returned to normal for the Whos, who were having the feast in the Grinch's cave. The roast began to glow as Sora's Keyblade began to react.
Oh.
Using his magic, he unlocked this world's door, which was the roast.
It's always some stupid bullshit in all the worlds. Like, in Nightmare Before Christmas, it's literally
The
Jack. No, it's like Jack in his Santa costume is the key.
Oh.
Or like the thing to unlock.
It must be the second game or the second
Mhm.
version of the world or something.
Yeah, like the first game is locking the worlds, and the second one is unlocking the worlds.
Oh.
So he's kind of working backwards.
Oh, okay. It would be the fucking Who roast beef.
Of course, that's the most important part.
Well, I guess
Could
our
have
work
been
here
the
is
last
done.
can of Who hash.
Cindy and Lou gave each of them a hug. The Grinch held out a hand to them. No hard feelings? Sora grabbed his hand and shook it. With that, they all said their goodbyes. Sora assumed that they would be back to visit sometime, and they took off in their gummy ship to set sail on their next adventure. The end.
Woo. I fucking...
I noticed you were tearing up reading that.
No, I was trying to
Okay.
sneeze, but yes, also.
That was fucking brilliant. Oh my god.
That was very good.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed your Christmas present.
Yeah.
I give that Grinch with a full limit meter out of 10.
That could actually be the plot of a level for real.
I was
Right?
about to say, that was well done.
Just
Yeah.
the whole shrinking heart thing works perfectly with Kingdom Hearts' stupid lore.
It does. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was literally laying in bed like 2 nights ago thinking, what am I gonna write about? I was gonna try to do like how Foxy stole Christmas or how Foxy stole the One Piece, but I couldn't come up with a good idea. But then that one just hit me because I started thinking about the Grinch and how funny that movie is. And I was like, wait, heartless.
Aha.
Augustus Mayhew, the ultimate villain.
The final boss. Oh my lord. What do you rate it?
I'm not gonna rate my own story.
I was just saying in general. I wasn't speaking.
10 out of 10. Real worthy of Kingdom Hearts 2 on PlayStation 2.
10 out of 10 plus 2 for Kingdom Hearts 2.
That's pretty good.
Elias, do you want to give your gift to Steven now?
Sure.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got here.
Here you go.
Alright, open it up. Ah, it's pretty heavy. Let's see. Ah, it's a nice, shiny piece of... Oh, fan fiction.
It's a Chromebook.
Whoa!
That's yours now. You can take it home.
Oh, shit. Perfect.
It only runs fanfiction.net.
It's a fanfiction brand laptop.
Yeah.
Do you have the receipt?
Why?
Anyway. Let's get into it. It was Christmas Eve morning, and Kevin was sitting on a bar stool eating dinosaur egg oatmeal, watching cars drive by in the thick December snow. He was kicking his legs absent absent-mindedly while humming the Snow Miser theme when his parents came into the room, fully dressed to go outside. Where are you two going? Well, son, we forgot to buy your presents, so we're going to go see what we can find at the store.
It's Christmas Eve.
I haven't figured out what Kevin this is yet.
Oh,
Don't tell me.
Lord. See, give me just a moment. I'm gonna.
Isn't that a touchscreen?
Oh, you're right. Shit, I'm done. Okay.
Old man Steve, lost to the past. He can't operate a Chromebook.
I'm not familiar with Chromebooks. Kevin frowned at his father's poor planning, but was nonetheless glad he would be getting gifts this year.
This year?
The last 2 years, his parents had left him alone while they went on a Christmas trip somewhere else. Kevin would have to defend his home from invaders until his parents decided to come rescue him. When all was said and done, they'd say, geez, we spent all our money on the big fun trip you missed, and don't have any money left for your gifts. Sorry about that, son. And Kevin would be left with nothing. This year he imagined would be different, but as he waited and waited for his parents to return that day, watching TV and picking at the gingerbread house on the dining room table, they never came home.
Oh no.
At about 8 p.m., he looked at the door and sighed. He slapped his cheeks and made the O face and realized he was home alone again.
It's Kevin McAllister. It's Home Alone. Fuck you.
I realized the maze, like, he had to defend his home from invaders.
I was thinking of like Kevin 11 or Kevin Ed and Eddie, and I was like, what is? Oh.
Those dorks not getting me presents.
And I was like, he doesn't have parents.
I knew the O face would be enough.
He made the O face. Macaulay Culkin, if you're listening and you want to come on the podcast, you're more than welcome to.
Gosh.
If you want us to come on the Bunny Ears podcast, we're more than welcome to.
He slapped his cheeks and made the O face and realized he was home alone again. He hopped off the table and began setting up his classic traps. The tar and feathers, the tripwire, the treehouse zip lines.
It's just a system at this point.
He's like, alright, I'll set the traps up.
He has a fucking a quick start guide written for it. The treehouse zip line, the glass ornaments under the windows, the hot doorknob, the flamethrower door, and icy stairs, the hot iron on a light string, and the little toy cars. After all was ready to go, he picked up his trusty BBs. He cocked the handle back and entered his closet, where he had cobbled together a sort of Five Nights at Freddy's monitor room. Oh no!
I like how he was humming the Snow Miser theme
The whole time.
At this rate, we're gonna have more ownership of that song than the actual Rankin Bass will.
Honestly. Oh, how Kevin loved Five Nights at Freddy's. His favorite line was the intro from the previous night guard. It went, hello, I want to record a message for you to help you get settled on your first night.
This is a stupid line.
I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact. So, I know it can be a bit overwhelming,
This
but...
is Kevin doing the voice, keep in mind.
It's like his favorite line is this entire paragraph.
I love making you guys read the intro.
I do like it. Just then, a green blur was seen walking around the house perimeter on one of Kevin's cameras.
Oh no.
He jumped a little and stopped reciting his FNAF dialogue to zoom in.
It's like in his brain. He just like turns his eyes off to look at it.
Let's see here. He couldn't get a good look as it disappeared around the corner. Meanwhile, The superhero Mr. Incredible was making his burglar prevention rounds in the local neighborhood. He would drive, but his world-famous sports car needed a new battery.
Is this in the same cinematic universe as your 4th of July one?
Sure, he's patrolling all the streets of fiction. Why not?
You have this like bullshit like CN town they had with all the meme characters: Dan Backslide, Mr. Incredible, Macaulay Culkin.
Patrolling every category on this website.
Scrolling through fanfiction.net. Making sure no one's writing up dirty stories.
I love writing Vigilante Mr. Incredible.
That's awesome. I love it. The superhero, Mr. Incredible, was making his burglar prevention rounds in the local neighborhood.
Yeah, I thought that line was gonna see, like, he saw the blur, and then I thought I was gonna say Mr. Incredible is making his burglar debut. Imagine Mr. Incredible going up against Kevin McAllister's traps.
That was the original gag, and then Dakota told me that doesn't make any sense. He's the opposite of a burglar.
Making his burglar debut.
I thought it would be funny to send him through Kevin's gauntlet, but then I realized he had no reason to do that.
Holy shit. He would drive, but his world-famous sports car needed a new battery, new wheels, a new spark plug, a good wash, a good vacuum, a new belt, a new engine, a new window, a tag renewal, a driver's license, and much, much more. Oh my god.
I love run-on sentences, they're so funny.
Same. The fucking build-up.
The tag renewal.
My car's broken and also I can't drive.
I can't drive it legally, and I also can't drive.
I never learned.
So, he was doing a light jog around the cul-de-sac, causing him to sweat profusely, making his eyes more sunken than usual. He would peek into the windows of each home as he passed by, lightly tugging to make sure they were locked, one by one, ensuring they were safe. As he approached the McAllister home, he saw a green figure in a red suit sneaking around back.
Oh no.
How curious.
Oh, we all wrote Grinch stories.
How curious, he thought to himself, and jogged on over to check things out.
Jogged.
As he made his way around back, he gasped and held his hands up at the aberration before him. A furry green man with a big round belly, nude from the waist down, wearing a cheap felt Santa Claus coat and hat, appearing to have been handmade, was climbing through the McAllister's second floor window. He slipped in just
How do you
quickly.
see that from the front?
Well, he saw him go around back, and he
jogged
followed him,
around.
and then he was getting up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He slipped in just quickly enough for Bob to rub his eyes before the man was gone. Bob had to stop this beast, and quick. He jogged up to the nearest window and tugged. Locked. Damn! He then headed around front. Kevin, after seeing this green man scaling his house, left the monitor room to ensure his traps prevented further entry.
Santa hasn't even come yet. It's only like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Grinch is just breaking and entering.
It's dark outside.
Home invasion's my gimmick.
Oh, how I hate the noise around those sequels. I know what I'll do. I'll keep the new Home Alone from coming. He entered his parents' bedroom just as the creature stuck a leg inside. They made eye contact and the man smiled. Hello, little boy. I am the Grinch! I have come to... Just then the Grinch stepped on the bundle of glass ornaments on the floor below, crushing them with his bare foot and coating his skin in shards of broken glass. He screamed, "Oh, what the fuck, kid?" Then fell 2 stories down into the snow. Kevin walked over and aimed his gun down at the ground, shooting him in the eye.
What a sharpshooter that kid is. From like 20 feet away, he got him right in the eye.
Grinch fell down straight in his back, and then Kevin just looked down out the window and shot him in the eye immediately.
He hasn't even had time to process what's happened. He's just in pain.
The only line Kevin's had was the Five Nights at Freddy's quote. He hasn't said a word.
He grabbed his hurt eye and rolled around in the snow. Kevin leaned down and yelled, "Stay out, you fat freak!" Then slammed the window shut and locked it. He began walking back to his room when he heard someone fall near the front steps. The intruder must have an accomplice. Kevin had confidence in his front door trap, but carefully walked downstairs to double check. Mr. Incredible approached the front steps. He intended to walk up and knock, but with his first step he immediately slipped on ice and fell 5 stairs down again, right on his back.
Wait, how'd he fall 5 steps down on his first step?
Oh, good point. Maybe he jumped.
He leaped.
He wanted to be cool. That hurt. That hurt, but nothing I can't handle, he said as he writhed in pain. Slowly gathering his breath and strength back, he reached for the railing and walked slowly, carefully this time, up the steps. Kevin looked down at the handle, which had a flattening iron on his side of the door, making the handle red hot. Bob knocked on the door. "Hello, McAllisters. It is I, Mr. Incredible, here to offer assistance. I think someone may be trying to burgle you." Kevin raised an eyebrow and said, "Come in."
Oh no.
Bob reached down and clutched the door handle, which immediately burnt his gloves and fused them to his hand.
What? That suit's supposed to be like flame proof.
It's his old suit.
Yeah, his blue one. This guy's like got out.
Yeah.
He reared back in pain with all his might, ripping the handle off and falling down the stairs again. "Ah, my hand!" Ah! Bob roared. Kevin peered through the door handle hole and shook his head. That old guy who jogs around the neighborhood in his pajamas at night, then went back upstairs to check his monitors. He saw the Grinch trying to get in through the basement this time.
What does the Grinch want?
I'm imagining him like trying to get into the like little window of the basement, trying to squeeze in.
Slunk.
Source.
The Grinch slunked across the floor.
Then he went back upstairs. Let's see here. Kevin walked down to the top of the basement stairs and sat at the top stair to watch. The Grinch kicked the basement window in with his bad foot, which hurt like hell from his prior entry. The foot was now completely absent of any feeling. A limp green mop. He then got on his stomach and sneakily slid down onto the floor level. It was dark. He looked around looking for a light switch. Finding one, he pulled it, only for a red-hot iron to fall down and land on his other good foot. That was a good subversion. I didn't know if I didn't see that coming. He crumpled like a wet paper bag. And Kevin busted a gut as the Grinch looked up at him. His face did the creeping smile thing it does, but upside down. That's good. Holy fuck.
That's gold. Holy shit. Upside down. God damn. Almost completing a circle on his chin. Oh my lord.
There's no more of a pained expression.
Let's see here. Kevin examined the sight before him. The more he looked, the more disgusted he got. This thing smelled awful. And why was it green? He shrugged and started walking back upstairs, locking the basement door behind him. He walks back up to his camera cave and sees Bob on one of the monitors still struggling to get inside, this time from a side window.
Bob.
He ripped the doorknob off. He can just walk in now.
He's too afraid to go up the steps again and hurt his back.
Bad memories. In grainy black and white, he watches Bob pull up on one of the window handles hard with his not burnt hand, shattering it and removing the entire frame. Holding a glassless window frame, he casually tosses it into the snow and hops the side through the giant gaping hole in the side of the building, landing with each of his shoes on a pair of tiny toy trucks. He slides on them across the living room. Whoa, 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 whoa! And into a tripwire. He catches his legs and he goes flipping into the basement door, busting through down the stairs, landing on top of the Grinch. There they both lay there in defeat. Kevin called the police.
These are all such clashing, like, artistic styles, but I can see them all in my head perfectly. I hate it.
Grinch got fucking mashed.
Crushed by a 350-pound Bob.
And
with both of his feet destroyed.
In the twilight of his physical peak, so he's even heavier. 15 minutes later, sirens could be heard outside. Mr. Incredible, at the sound of them, perked back up and came to. Looking down, he stood up and patted himself off, smiling. Another job well done, Mr. Incredible.
He got the Grinch.
He picked up the Grinch by the ankles and threw him over his shoulder, then bounced up the stairs. He strode out the front door where he promptly slipped on ice again, crushing the Grinch! Oh no!
Oh, crushing the Grinch.
Police circled him and arrested the duo.
The duo. Heroing's illegal, buddy.
It's like fucking Vander Decken and fucking, what's the other one?
Hardy Jones.
Yeah. Bob tried to explain he was only trying to stop a burglar, but the broken front door and sidewalls weren't doing his stories any favors.
Yeah, he's got that on camera, too.
Yeah. Nor was the green freak waddling away at top speed in the snowy distance. Oh, thank God.
The Grinch escaped.
Thank God his Dr. Seuss body physics.
Yeah, he can't be killed that easily.
Damn, Mr. Incredible said. A few hours later, Kevin's parents came home following a long day of shopping. They tucked him into bed and grounded him for filling the house with pranks again. No presents this year. No presents for naughty boys who pull dangerous pranks. The end. Oh my lord.
God damn.
I give that the lowest rating upside down, so the highest rating.
I give that
oh my god.
2 ruined feet out of 2.
The fucking oh my lord.
Originally, my plan was to have Bob forget to go Christmas shopping because he was out supering and he had to get presents somehow, so he was going to steal them from Kevin's house, but he would get trapped. What if you did Bob Parr and Jingle All the Way?
What is Jingle All the Way?
That's the Arnold Schwarzenegger Christmas movie.
What does he do?
Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down.
This Bob Parson goes, ah.
I'll get a cameo from Arnold Schwarzenegger to do all the stereotypical, like, isms that people make him do.
Get a cameo from Bob Parr's voice actor.
Yes, oh my lord.
Originally, it was that they were both trying to break into Kevin's house to take presents, but one of them needed it more. And Bob was like, "No, you Grinch! I need those presents for my kids."
Bob Parr would never do that.
Yeah, but then I decided that he was just trying to stop the Grinch because he's a superhero.
Yeah.
The Grinch would not survive a serious encounter if Bob put his back into it.
Yeah.
Like fucking All Might.
Yeah.
The United States of Bob.
God, that's hilarious.
That is. Oh, good job, man. Good job, both of you. You're fucking off to a great start.
Christmas is probably the easiest one to write about. It's so easy to take cliches.
You're not wrong. Let's see here. Alright, well, last but not least, I believe I have a gift for George.
Do you?
I do.
For real?
I do.
Wow, that's the first time in a long time.
I forgot.
Wow,
There you go.
what is it?
Careful now.
Wow! It's fanfiction!
Gosh, I know how much you like fan fiction.
It's true, I've been reading it for 4 years now and my brain is getting worse.
No way.
Because I
same.
don't read real books, I read this. Do you realize how unhealthy that is?
It's okay. Next time we go to Barnes & Nobles and the person bitches at you, you can tell them about your favorite reading, which was a fan fiction.
My grammar is shit.
Bro, don't you... Oh, God. My grammar has been in the trash forever.
I feel like if we go back to the first episode of the podcast, we'll all talk better.
I was about to say... I thought you were going to say, I feel like if we went back to school...
No.
No. Make me read the Scarlet Letter and break my grammar in half even further.
I'd rather read The Scarlet Letter, but with Frankie Foster in it, you know what I'm saying?
Gosh, that's the shit.
Elias left again.
Okay, we will wait.
I'd rather read the script to Easy A, which was a movie about the Scarlet Letter, but it was a high school slut. And Amanda Bynes was in it, but she wasn't the slut.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I watched that with my sister. I don't remember anything about it.
That fucking reminds me. I can't believe they're doing an iCarly revival.
I heard about that. That's all I heard, though.
Yeah, like, they've gotten pretty much most of the cast back on, which is interesting.
Even Gibby?
I don't know about Gibby, but I know
hope
they
so.
have...
All he's doing lately is just doing sad world videos.
Yeah. Is he still making those?
I think so.
Cool.
Fucking...
Yeah, Noah Monk.
Good for him.
I hope in the revival they get him back. I hope they redo the stunt, but safe this time.
I hope they get back the guy who played Gibby's stunt double and shattered his bones landing on concrete.
That poor man.
I hope they don't get Dan Snyder back.
I'll tell you something now. Every now and then I watch these compilations with like fighting games, and there's like a Street Fighter one, and the person did like a body slam, but like they pasted the Gibby, like they pasted that. It's like Gibby. It was funny.
That's so funny. For those who don't know, there's an iCarly scene where they're trying to prank Spencer by having Gibby jump on top of him from like 2 stories high or however stories the set actually is.
Right.
And it's a stunt double. And the joke is that Spencer's already gone. They're like, oh, we forgot Gibby. So they call it the Gibby. And then he just jumps down because that's the signal to jump. And the guy, he just lands on the concrete and he bounces. But according to the stunt double that did it, literally broke almost all of his ribs because it was actual concrete with barely any padding under it.
Oh my God.
If you look at the clip online, you see him literally bounce like a foot off the ground.
It's the most brutal like fall I've seen, to say the least.
Look it up on your phone. Look up Gibby Falls.
I watched the actual episode and I remembered it when I heard about it first, but I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, you do that and I'll get started and then we'll just eventually hear the clip of it going, Gibby! Okay.
Oh my God, he bounces like a foot, you're right.
Yeah, he's fucking
It's all in the ribs.
That poor
It's
man.
all ribs. It's all ribs on concrete. It's horrible.
Oh God.
That's gonna sound great later. Okay. Chapter 1, Holiday Bracket Racket. Every Who down in Whoville Island loved Smash Brothers Ultimate a lot.
This is sounding authentic. Authentic to what we read.
Yeah. Whoville Island. Island on a snowflake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have your YouTube Poop City, and Steven has his One Piece world with Burger King Island and Whoville Island.
When I say the all blue, I mean every universe is in this ocean.
Sanji's looking for the all-universe ocean.
He's looking for the Grinch. He wants to bury Martha May Who. Okay. Every Who down in Whoville Island loved Smash Brothers Ultimate a lot, but the Grinch did not. The Grinch hated Ultimate, the whole fucking game. Nobody knows why, but he concluded that it was lame. It could be because the controls weren't too tight. It could be because the cartridge didn't taste very right. See, I was also thinking about doing a rhyming thing, but then I thought that was going to be too much effort. My brain wouldn't be able to handle it.
Oh, don't worry. This is the part where I start... You'll get to it, the 4 a.m.
Let's see. But I think that the most likely reason of all was that his GSP was too small. You fucking hate the GSP system, so I know this story's gonna be a ride.
Oh, bro, I rage quit before I started writing.
So you had the fire building in.
I had the fire. I tried not to go too deep into it because, I still wanted, my own brand of comedy. I didn't want it to be a fucking Reddit rant, but, even so.
Yeah, no, I've been with you when you play that game. You get angry.
Bro, oh, God.
But whatever the reason, his Joy-Con drift or quick play cred, he stood there on Christmas Eve, seething with dread. He stared down from his man cave with a sour, tilted frown out of the warm, lighted windows below in the town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville in vain.
It's implied that he plays with a Joy-Con. It's drifting.
Mm-hmm. For he knew every Who down in Whoville in vain were sitting on their asses, labbing their mane.
And they're practicing their jab locks, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is the tourney with those fucking elitist Christian cocks.
Then he growled, his Grinch fingers instinctively mashing.
I must find a way to stop those better than me at this game from smashing.
For tomorrow he knew boys and girls from all of the blues would enter his top tiers and cause him to lose. Steven, you're a fucking genius.
The rhymes
too much already.
The rhymes worked out pretty well.
Oh boy.
You should submit this to a bunch of Smash groups on Facebook and not say anything.
Okay.
I know all those girls and those boys, while keeping their poise, will sit down and three-stock me with their Robs, Nesses, and Roys, and oh, the noise! If there's one thing I can't handle under the pressure of the winner's bracket, it's all the noise! They'll sit there and fill the room with triumphant squeals, all because Zero Suit Samus's up B has bullshit disjoints on her heels. They'll charge their spin dashes, they'll prematurely fire their PK flashes, they'll doria their dorias, they'll recover with their skull bashes. They'll sit there and act cocky and ruin my Christmas day, all because I whiffed once and Donkey Kong... and Donkey Kong's back air is gay. I just... God damn. He would too.
Yeah.
I just know they'll be clicking and clacking, those crooks, mashing on their stiff-ass hoary Who gamepads they bought for their looks. Then those fuckheads, the tall and the small, will underpay the TOs for the DoorDash order and lol. then those who munchers will feast, and they'll feast.
The more the Grinch thought of this Who greasy feasting, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 2 years I've put up with it now. I must stop people from having fun smashing. But how?
The Grinch got a glance at the old stained Hungry Box jersey on his chair.
Oh no.
Then the Grinch got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a horrible, awful idea. Chapter 2. The Legacy of Mean One. The number 1. The Grinch waddled into venue with his bulgy sweatpants, giving the elastic band a loud snap as he stomped in. His dog Max followed, carrying...
His dog in the venue? No!
Max is his boy. He's his coach.
His dog Max followed, carrying an expensive modified GameCube controller in his mouth. Grinch goggled around with his big mustard eyes, spying the TO of the annual Whoville Island Christmas esports tournament. The TO was busy collecting venue fees, wishing each participant a Merry Christmas and handing out candy canes. The Gang Green machine had reached his most important obstacle, but the Grinch was so sly and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick.
Having to pay the fee?
He proceeded to walk right past the TO.
His plan is just to ignore him.
Just spectating, the sinister spinach slouch lied in a casual demeanor. Good. So he didn't pay the venue fee.
He's just spectating. They don't have to pay.
While the TO was distracted, Max managed to hop up to the sign-up sheet and cracked his paw bone into a set of Dr. Seuss fingers to write the Grinch's player alias down. He then quickly hopped down and trotted off, catching up to the Grinch and handed him his controller.
Success! These disgusting who's and non-who's are in for a rude awakening, Max. Commence operation. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish. I'm going to ruin these fuckers' lives.
He's just gonna lose in the first round and get mad.
This janky, old school brand GameCube controller.
He upgraded from a Joy-Con at least.
That is true.
Grinch started part 1 of his plan, squeezing a snack-sized bag of flaming hot Cheetos and crunching its contents into a fine powder. He then spat into his palms, wetting his long green squid hands before dunking them into the devil's fun dip.
Oh.
The Grinch saturated his hands in hot acid powder, turning them a bright, saturated red. The actual pear monster had then walked up to the first tourney entry that he could find, some young aardvark wearing glasses and a yellow sweater.
Oh no!
Excuse me, young man. Could I take a look at your controller? I'm here to make sure everyone's hardware is tournament legal.
The Grinch grinched at the PBS dork. Okay, I guess, said the aardvark, handing off the Pro Controller. Grinch took a firm hold of the controller, rubbing his hands all over the handles, the buttons, and the sticks. All the while, he was sure to be extra careful, shoving crusted clumps of hot powdered yuck nuggets into the shell. After 10 seconds, the left analog stick could no longer be shifted downward, and the XY buttons were glued down. Just for good measure, the Grinch bit off the right analog stick, gluing it back onto this flaming hot mess. This, of course, only worked until the Grinch handed the controller back, where in the hands of the four-eyed furry, the right stick fell to the ground. The aardvark gave a look of horror as he saw a $60 peripheral ruined beyond repair. Why? Why would you do this? He screamed, his allowance fucking gone. The Grinch cackled, adjusting the crotch of his sweatpants, which left behind a large red stain on his holly jolly bulge before he hunched off.
Merry Christmas, you fucking beady-eyed wombat!
The Grinch looked around at this crowd of victims.
All right, 1 down, many more to go.
After a while, it was finally time for the tournament to begin. All participants for the Smash bracket that still had non-Grinch controllers gathered around as the TO began announcing the first matchups. Alright, so first up we have Mean One versus Mewtwo King.
Oh no.
The Grinch hoisted his stomach in the direction of the designated contestant's chair.
Jason would never fall for that trick and give away his controller. He's definitely got a good controller still.
Oh yeah.
Opposite of Grinch came a lanky man with a very patchy head hair, adjusting his glasses with his bony finger as the wreath around his neck visibly weighed him down. The two shook hands and sat down, plugging in their controllers. Mewtwo King looked down at the hand he had used to shake with his vigilante swamp monster, his eyes blinking rapidly as he internally screamed. He shakily wiped his hand on his pants, his wrist bones cracking as he did so. Mewtwo King quickly selected Donkey Kong. The Grinch growled audibly before selecting Villager.
This guy.
The match began and was an absolute shit show. Grinch just spammed slingshots and got immediately punished with 0-to-death monkey kill confirms. The Grinch panicked as he realized he was on his last stock less than a minute into the match.
What the fuck? I thought if I played an annoying campy character, I'd be number one, like Hungry Box.
Thought the Green Witch Mean Witch. He furrowed his brow, angrily nodding.
I have no other choice. I have to unleash my secret weapon onto this Make-A-Wish patient before I get sent to losers,
he decided. The Grinch began camping in-game while he scooted his chair as close to Mewtwo King as possible. He lifted his swamp ass off of the chair and jabbed it into Mewtwo King's personal space. Steven?
Go ahead.
Take this, you fucking ass goblin!
The seat of the Grinch's sweatpants rose with brown as he took a hard shotgun shit. Disgusting wet sludge poured down the Grinch's skinny legs and onto the floor.
This is only the first match! You've ruined yourself already, Grinch! You're not gonna be able to play
Now
anymore.
I know why Liz didn't get back to you.
Oh, this is so
I
bad!
sent this fanfiction to a friend of mine on Discord and they stopped talking.
Oh,
Oh my lord.
Mewtwo King looked directly at the meter in diameter shit stain that fell before him, shivering.
Meter, that's his entire pants!
Yeah.
Have you seen how wide that man's ass is?
The smell hit him like a truck, causing him to crumble out of his seat and convulse on the floor as his fragile mind tried to unpack this fucking travesty.
Oh,
The wreath around his neck withered and died instantly.
no. Oh,
Grinch jumped for joy as Mewtwo King was incapacitated.
Is he won yet, or is he just joy?
The T.O. rushed over, their face red with fury, having close to 300 people watch a Titantron of a man shitting himself on Christmas Day wasn't exactly doing business any favors.
Praise me, for I, the Grinch, have slain one of Melee's gods.
The public enemy gloated.
Oh my god.
The T.O. screamed, trying to stabilize the dying skeleton on the floor. What the hell is wrong with you? I have every spectator, 90% of the entrants of the tournament, demanding their money back. Look, they're all leaving. The Grinch glanced at the large crowd headed for the exit. He jumped for joy like a large child, his pants sloshing as he went.
Oh.
I did it! I did it! I did it! Ha 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 ha! I ruined the stupid Christmas Smash tournament! Ha ha ha!
Max and Big Green went back up to the mountain home and celebrated a Christmas well ruined. The Grinch sat down with a big glass of eggnog, browsing the Steam marketplace on his PC to find a new game to play, seeing as he was banned from the Smash venue for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
The end. Holy shit.
Literally.
Oh god. I rate that a 60 seconds of Grinch ruining controller out of 60.
I was gonna rate it a half A press because they couldn't do a full A press because their controller was stuffed with gunk.
I rated a move of desperation, the Grinch's meteor.
Merry Grinchmas, everybody.
I suppose so.
Who'd have thunk the Grinch was a hot contender this year?
He's like, next to Santa, the Grinch is like a fucking mascot. Oh,
honestly, he's a big deal. He's big, he's green, he's got shit stains. What more could you ask for at Christmas?
I fucking wrote myself it, so let me explain second half.
Yeah, what was the corner you wrote in? Him shitting himself? Or was that your genius idea to save it?
Let me explain. So I was originally gonna do it all rhyming and I had like all the text from the book on a friggin' Word document. I was just gonna go through and see okay, is this gonna match the suffix and all that mess? Mm-hmm. But then I realized, okay, this is just gonna be the Grinch bitching about fucking Smash the entire time, and I don't want that.
So chapter 2 was the turnaround.
Yeah, I was gonna do him hating Ultimate, then going to a tournament, and then getting kicked out for doing something stupid, and then coming back as Santa to take the award from the winner. But that last part, I was like, there's no way I can actually connect these well enough, and I don't have a lot of time.
So you just made him a Smash player?
Pretty much. I just made him the, worst. I wrote in Mewtwo King, I was like, okay, what is the one thing that the Grinch could do that would absolutely guarantee Mewtwo King would lose his shit?
We're what are his options?
He's playing Villager. It's apparently best of 1.
He doesn't want to go to loser's bracket on his first match.
Will not.
I feel you. I hate going losers first bracket.
Same.
That feels so degrading.
You haven't even had a chance to meet anyone there yet, so it sucks.
True.
I feel you, Grinch. I do the same.
We absolutely can't go to our locals because all the people that go to those are stinky.
That's true. They're stinky and absolutely not washing their hands.
Those guys really do drop ass when they start losing.
Literally, the last time we went to a Smash event, this place we went to was it was a game shop that used to be a salon. So one wall is just covered with mirrors, so you can see everybody's reaction. And we were with our friend Jesse at the time. Me and him were standing there, and everyone else was playing. So likewise, everyone's watching. And I looked up and saw everyone's reflection in the mirrors, and nobody was smiling. Half of them had their mouth agape, just sitting there watching. And I was pointing it out to Jesse, cracking up, and he was like, "Stop! Stop! You can't do that!" It was so funny.
That is hilarious.
All these just brain dead Smash players. God, video games are cool. Sephiroth's coming soon. He'll probably be out by the time this podcast is out.
We used to run our own locals, and they were actually enjoyable. Mm-hmm. But then that sort of lost steam, and we stopped doing it. So when we returned to the scene, there was only one in another city, and that city's scene sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's entirely people who take it too seriously for a local, weekly thing.
People that have something to prove, even though it's not much to prove.
Yeah, I can win. I can win and win the pot and get my money back.
I'm good at a game.
Florida's pretty competitive since we have the Gainesville scene with everybody here, Hungrybox and Mewtwo King.
Oh, true.
I didn't know they were based here. That's scary.
I want to meet Hungrybox.
Do you want to meet Mewtwo King?
Yeah, sure. He seems cool. I buy him nuggets.
I've met Hungrybox, and I've met some people in Mewtwo King's crowd that he did videos with a while back.
Didn't Hungrybox punch you in a mosh pit? Or did you make that up?
No, one of my friends punched him. I don't remember who it was.
Cool.
They were like, fuck you and your fucking drill rests.
It was funny because, at the time we were running them in our town, and, I was watching MVG videos of Mewtwo King and some of the people that he hung out with. And one of the people he hung out with in those videos came to our local, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna lose.
Oh no.
Yeah, this was before Ultimate was even a thing, when Smash 4 was the competitive one.
We were running Project M until it came out.
Oh yeah, Project M.
Oh, yeah?
Project M's fun.
How weird is it that Smash 4 is like the game that's competitive scene died, whereas like PM keeps Brawl alive, Melee is alive, even 64 is alive.
I think just because Ultimate just feels like a better Smash 4.
Yeah.
Like all the games have different feelings about them, but Ultimate just feels like an enhanced Smash 4. And again, like it didn't have nearly as long of a lifespan as the other ones, so it was just kind of there to be the newest one.
It's like Smash 4 Turbo.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've gone back to Smash 4 after playing Ultimate, but it feels really weird.
Yeah, it feels floaty. Like the way... I'm so used to the zoom when you kill someone that when you just see someone die and see game, it's like, oh, that's it?
Yeah, no, I wasn't used to it at all, because you think of Brawl as the floaty one, because it is like a step up from Brawl, but then when you could go to Ultimate and then back to Smash 4, it feels like almost as floaty as going from that to Brawl. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's interesting how the physics have changed.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, but Ultimate's definitely like my favorite one. I like playing the original one just for fun, and I like playing PM for fun, but just like sheer gameplay wise, I get the most out of Ultimate, I'd say.
I'd say I think there's something I like about all of them, honestly. Like if you put in any of them, I'll be able to have fun. Ultimate I like from a multiplayer standpoint just because it's a lot more rounded, a lot more
just the sheer roster and like stage selection too.
The roster, the stage, it's a lot more balanced compared to the old ones. When they add a new character, they don't give them a 0 to death combo that just destroys everything. Like with fucking Bayo.
And Cloud was a god in Smash 4.
Probably felt worse to be comboed in Smash 4 because it was slower.
Yeah, true. Oh, God.
Well, thank you for listening to the Super Smash Brothers podcast featuring Shit Grinch.
What is one thing you're excited for this holiday season?
Let's see here. Two things. One is we apparently are getting a vaccine, finally, so I'm looking forward to things
Merry
maybe
Christmas.
going back to normal. We'll see how things go.
Yeah,
it's a first round, so it might have side effects.
Yeah, it's still going to be a while before things go back to normal, quote unquote, but it is like we're on the right track for sure now, after all this waiting.
Absolutely. Aside from that, I'm looking forward to... Let's see, what's coming this year? I guess new season of My Hero, new season of Shield Hero.
I said this holiday season, not the year.
Oh, the holiday, okay.
You freak.
Anime. I want new anime. I want anime.
That's
Dragon Ball Super, come back. I want to see Moro. It's so cool.
I want to see him move. I want to see the first episode without a lot of drawing budget.
It'll be full CG and look bad.
Oh my god.
Moro's just a 3D character.
Moro's just a default Blender model with horns.
They buy the ArcSys rendering system, but because they make them move in a much more spaced manner, it doesn't work as well.
The entire season is animated on a 2D plane.
Blender 2D.
God.
Let's see here. Oh, okay. What I'm looking forward to in the holiday season, hanging with friends, giving friends gifts, just having a party, getting to be with people I care about and eat gingerbread.
Yeah, I got some nice-ass gifts for the people in my life. I don't know about you guys.
Same, I'm excited.
Me too. I'm excited to mail a letter. I haven't done that in a while.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
I've got a letter that I'm going to mail to our friend Camille because I don't think I'll see them. So I'm just going to mail stuff.
Fair enough. The way you were holding that bottle, I thought you were going to put a message in a bottle through it.
That'd be funny.
That would be cool.
The bottle. I gotta get tweezers to get it out. Or shatter it on the table to get it out.
A small letter in a bottle.
You go, hey, how did you get that letter out of that bottle? I broke it on the porch. I couldn't get it out.
Crash, boom, bang, wow. Thank you everybody for listening to our Christmas special. This is going to be the last episode of the year. Season 4 of Crossing the Line coming at you next time. Get ready for whoop whoop, big things coming. We got people lined up for real, right, Steven? You got actual people this time?
I'm sure.
Epic.
Hell yeah.
We've also got stuff we've already recorded that we just haven't posted yet.
Yes, 2021, we're really going to try to go hard to get new stuff out there. We had a little bit coming up every now and then this year. You just got your start on your Manga Monday stuff.
Yeah, once we get started next year, I'll be doing bi-weekly every week every opposite week of the podcast, so we'll have a video a week at least.
Yeah, and we'll still have like the plan is to have something to offset those non-manga monthly Manga Monday weeks too, so we can just have new stuff coming all the time, as well as the podcast that we love doing so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Got things coming. It's gonna be baller.
Got things coming, and while you're waiting, watch your favorite Christmas special. Mine is Garfield's Christmas Adventure. It's very cute and very heartfelt. You could also watch Arthur's Perfect Christmas. It features a character from the fan fiction I wrote. The one whose pro controller gets gunked.
God, what is my favorite Christmas special? I really like Ed, Edd n Eddy's Jingle Jingle Jangle.
Mm-hmm.
I like the SpongeBob one, the first two. There's a third one where they go to the moon or some shit and it's bad.
Oh, that was upsetting.
But the other two Christmas specials are good. The first one's super iconic, then the second one's like a Rankin Bass parody kind of deal, which is just fun in its own right. Too.
Oh yeah.
Definitely for like a later SpongeBob, it's still really well done.
It has a lot of heart compared to like the season it was in.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Big Time Rush Christmas special.
That is true. We have to watch that.
And Santa Claus is coming to town, I guess.
And the Santa Claus.
How much do you think Snoop Dogg
paid
for his commission of Butch Hartman?
What?
How much do you think Snoop Dogg paid Butch Hartman for that commission?
Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Snoop Dogg said, "No, you pay me."
That did make me sick when I saw Butch Hartman's art style come up in the Big Time Rush special. But it makes sense since they used the exact same sound effect sounds.
Yeah.
For all their, like, the whips and fun.
Oh,
epic.
yeah.
Yeah, around that time he was their go-to animator guy.
Not even him. It's not his art style. It's someone else's art style.
Oh, I know. It's like
just
a combination of Steven Silver and
Steven Silver, that's it.
The guy who did...
The one who actually draws the characters.
Yeah, he worked...
Butch Hartman has his own style, but he's more of like the creator of it. He doesn't... Or the creator of the writing side of things.
Oh, yeah. For those of you listening, Steven Silver has a YouTube channel, and every Monday he does like an art talk where he'll talk about different themes and whatnot, like how to deal with... how to deal with burnout, how to deal with different art problems, like how to not get scammed when you're doing a commission business and stuff.
How to not commission Butch Hartman for $200 for a character that he didn't actually draw.
There you go. And Steve, he's also the character designer for Kim Possible. He worked on Danny Phantom. He worked on pretty much any of Butch Hartman's work.
This holiday season, remember to look up Rule 34 or Remember Ember.
There we go. Remember Ember, Kitty Catswell, Sam.
Sam, she's hot.
The genie.
Oh yeah, the genie woman.
Yeah.
Not Norm the genie.
Not Norm.
What if you're into that?
Lunchbox Ghost. The Lunchbox Ghost, if you're into that.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I don't know how to end this.
Google Gibby falls down and watch it on YouTube.
Put it on loop.
Remix it to a Christmas song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replace
Gibby's
the drums.
Gibby's bones smash as your drum beat.
Yeah, replace the drums with the doom 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 doom.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.